Good evening. Hope everybody is doing well. It was quite a interesting day as far as the convoy is concerned. As far as the rest of the world, things are still continuing as they have been. More companies pulling out of Russia, and of course tensions heightening even more with that situation. So I guess good news, bad news. Good news is the convoy made some strides today, and it's one of those things to where I get it. I know that in the end, I know that this is going to have little to no effect. In the end, as far as the way our government works. Not unless more becomes of it. In other words, things aren't truly going to change from the promises of politicians. Not going to happen. There's just too much corruption and all that's deeply embedded into our government. And those people aren't going to cede their power, their money, their livelihoods, their golden ticket. They're not just going to, oh, well, I was wrong, I'm sorry. Not going to happen that way. And I get that, you get that, we all get that. But that doesn't mean that we don't have wins. We can have many, many wins along the way. It's what happens in that end game that really makes a difference, and we'll see. But we'll take what came today as a win and enjoy it. Look at it as such. There was many wins today, and Brian Brazzi had just got done speaking at their nightly meeting, and what I figured I would do is I've got it queued up on Saznak's channel, and so what I figured I would do is just play it for you. Before we get into that, and I don't know how long it is that he speaks, maybe 15 minutes or something, I'm not sure. But before we get to that, I need to cover another story because it's going to involve something that he talked about. So the other day, it might have been yesterday or a day before, one of the two. I think it was yesterday. They had went to actually the Capitol building, and spoke with Ted Cruz and Ron Johnson in the actual Capitol building. And there was a group of them that went with them. Well, included in those people was a young black man, 18-year-old black man. And let me bring it up here. And he was there present for that meeting with Ted Cruz and Ron Johnson and Brian Brazzi and others. Well, apparently, he got kicked off a flight and put on the airline's no-fly list. The airline's no-fly list, not the big no-fly list. And that was Delta Airlines that did that. And he did get home and everything. Brian's going to talk about this, but I just wanted to make extra mention of it. Crazy. And it was a very, very well-spoken young man. And he actually stood up to the media. If you hadn't seen the video of that meeting, he actually stood up against mainstream media. It was awesome. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and bring up this video here. Again, it's on the Saznak channel, and I'm just gonna let it play so you can hear what Brian had to say at the evening meeting. He probably says it better than I could as to the accomplishments that were made today. The biggest one, which I will mention, was that flag that Mike Landis has been flying on the bed or the trailer behind his truck got to make it down to D.C. today. So he completed that mission, and that was the flag that was given to him to bring with him on this journey and to return in whatever condition that it's in when they are finished. And he had gave his word to take that flag down Constitution Avenue. And so Ted Cruz helped enable him to be able to achieve that part of the mission. And I just thought that was absolutely incredible. Brian's going to mention it as well, but I thought it needed special mention. So anyway, here's Brian Brazzi and what he had to say this evening.
Good evening. Well, I think today was another win, huh? How awesome was that a senator, not just any senator, but Senator Ted Cruz, came down here, rewrote his whole schedule for a day to come down here and be a part of this convoy. And then, on top of it, with the help of Ted Cruz, that flag that's been flying on Michael Landis' truck finally got to go right on down into the heart of Washington, D.C. That in itself, just that flag being able to fly down through the streets of the nation's capital like the family requested, that is a win. Senator Cruz being here in person to see all of you this morning, that is a win. Ted Cruz climbing up in the truck and helping to lead this convoy out of here, that is a win. His public display in front of the National Mall in a press conference endorsing the People's Convoy, saying out loud, and then going on Sean Hannity this evening to say the same thing, that's a win. We are winning. Our voice is being heard. And with the help of legislators like Senator Ted Cruz, the government is starting to get the hint that they work for us. I've asked for patience. I've asked to trust the process. And you all have so far, and I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for having trust in me and trust in the organizers in this process, because this diplomatic route, as annoying as it can be sometimes, but I know, it's working. It is working. We're doing it right. They can't come after us. They can't do anything to us. And they definitely can't stop us. Since I said the other day about the healthcare workers stepping up, all day today I've been fielding messages from nurses, from doctors, from EMTs, from all sorts of folks wrapped up in the healthcare industry, reaching out, looking to step up, looking to join us, looking to be a part of this movement. Since I said something, there has been flight attendants and pilots, not even associated with Freedom Flyers. This is on a separate level. These are people on their own, individuals that decided not to join an organization, but have now decided that it is also their time to stand up. I've been fielding messages either in person with some of you in the crowd that are part of the flight industry that's already here, or phone calls or messages, text messages from people that work in the airline industry. I want to make an announcement real quick. Delta Airlines, this is coming at you. Remember Kid Cowboy? Yeah. Yeah, so here's the thing. He came down here. He rode with us from Adelanto, California to this location here. And if you don't know the story of this young man, 5 years ago he lost his parents. He's 18 years old. He raised himself after that point, working as a ranch hand in Southern California. He felt passionately about this issue that he decided he was going to stand up, but he was only going to go to the next stop. He made it all the way to Hagerstown. He joins us in the first set of meetings. Ron Johnson, Ted Cruz meeting. That meeting took place in the actual United States Capitol building. That boy went from Southern California to the Capitol building, hitching rides, by the way. He didn't have a vehicle here. He didn't have much money. But he believed passionate enough. He believed in God. He believed that he had a mission, and he saw his mission out, and that boy got to sit there, or should I say stand at one point, and put a reporter in their place, while also telling his personal story to two senators, making them understand just how passionate we are, how emotional this is, and how much this has affected us. Following that meeting, we got him an Uber. I got him an Uber to get to the airport because it was time for him to leave. He had to go. I hated seeing the kid go. I think we all cried saying goodbye to him. Gets on his first flight. He's wearing a hoodie that I understand some may not find appropriate. I get that. The first flight, the pilot takes a picture with him and loves him and knows who he is because he saw him in the Capitol. He was well received on that flight and supported by all the flight crew. He gets to JFK, gets on his Delta flight there. They tell him that he needs to either remove the sweatshirt or flip it inside out, and he calls me and asks me what to do. I tell him, listen, you got to just get home. Just flip that hoodie inside out, but tell your story. Just flip it inside out, get over there. An 18-year-old kid. Get home, buddy. Let's just get home. All right? Get home. So he takes the hoodie off. Delta decides, the pilot, by the way, decides, nope, he can't fly on my plane. Delta Airlines kicked this young man off the plane and then put him on the Delta no-fly list. So Delta Airlines, I will never fly your airline again, and I hope every American in this country never gives you another dollar. Delta Airlines has betrayed the American people by doing so. It's called freedom of speech. So Delta, this People's Convoy and Kid Cowboy deserve and demand a public apology now.
Not another penny.
The bottom line is to oppress free speech is to oppress every other part of that Constitution and Bill of Rights. What Delta Airlines did was claim that it was a violation of their policies. But yet the first flight took a picture with him and loved him and welcomed him onto that flight, and he had all his other connecting air flights, no problem. He goes on that one plane, and that pilot and flight crew demanded that he be removed, even though he took the sweatshirt off. I'm going to leave it at that. I just hope that's enough to get it out, and I hope every single one of you tweets Delta and tells them what's going on and tells the American people never spend $1 at Delta Airlines ever again. I will never fly Delta. 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 Delta, you owe that young man an apology, and you owe the American people an apology immediately if you ever want to see $1 out of any of us ever again.
I'm sorry.
Anyways, I just had to get that out, man. That's been weighing on me pretty heavy all day, and listen, the bottom line is the companies are entitled to their policies. I get it. But if you're going to enforce policies, you enforce it on every single flight all the way across. You don't get to pick and choose when it's convenient. Kid Cowboy did get home. You want to know what airline? JetBlue. JetBlue got him home. I don't know if he wore the sweatshirt, but he got home. So let's talk about today a little bit, shall we? We had a convoy. It kicked off out of here with the lead truck with a little bit of showmanship, I guess you'd say. But it was nice of him to come down here and have some words in front of everybody, people he don't know, and I mean, let's face it, the majority of us here aren't his constituents, but it didn't bother him. It didn't matter to him. He still came down here and showed that he cares what the American people are saying. Now, he still needs to be held to the fire and make sure his voting record keeps up with that. That's a fact. Hold him accountable. But it was nice to see that he came out. It was nice to see him use his platform like he has to help further our message. Him being there caused a lot of mainstream media to be standing there for that press conference right in front of that Capitol building with the Mike Landis's truck and that flag in the background. There's going to be some things coming up here, and I hope that you all still bear with me. There's some more things to come. It's going to take a few days to work it out. In the meantime, we're going to convoy. We're going to have a convoy tomorrow. I'll release those details of that convoy tomorrow morning. Not tonight yet because I'm still working out a couple little details with it, see if we're going to change it up at all or not. But what I will say, what I will tell you, is that I need you guys to bear with me and trust that I have a plan, that the organizers have a plan. We have a plan, and we're not going to sit here having tailgate parties forever. At some point, we will pick up and move. I'm not going to release any of those details at this time, but just trust me, it'll be good. What?
Stop trying to pass the trucks. That's the plan. Stop trying to pass the trucks for what I've asked.
Stop passing the trucks. Us four-wheelers are getting cut off left and right. We can't stay up.
It's okay.
It's just happening. I don't know what to tell you.
It's day 16 or 17, something like that. We're
Allowed to have fun down traffic.
All right, listen. I'll explain the convoy rules again tomorrow. I understand that it's frustrating. DC traffic does not like us. That makes it complicated. But we will work on that, and I'll get you a plan of the list of rules and how the process is going to work tomorrow. I will lay it out for you nice and pretty like. Remember when I said this morning, find a partner, ride right beside him? All right, let's just keep doing that. Because it worked 2 days ago, 3 days ago, whatever it was.
It worked today, too.
The point is I understand that it could get difficult. You're talking about a lot of people. You're talking about a big convoy, and you're talking about areas that just simply do not like us. But what we are doing, remember, if you got a bad actor, you got somebody acting dumb, you got somebody brake checking you being, whatever, pound 77 with the mile marker and report the vehicle. Pound 88 was on the website, but that ain't right. It's pound 77. Didn't answer? I will address it this evening with the people I need to talk to about it then. I will make sure that that is taken care of. And if they don't take care of it, then we'll just flood 911. So they can answer the phone tomorrow or enjoy 911 calls. How about that? So I suggest they answer the pound 77 going forward. Listen, you got to remember, too, though, that it ain't law enforcement's fault. Okay? They are working hard. They are busting their butts to let us do what we're doing peacefully. They love us. I get phone calls from the different agencies. I talk to them. They're happy with the way things are going. They like it. They're standing with us. You know how many officers today I saw sticking their hand out the window giving thumbs up? Even if the department itself doesn't support us, the men and women behind the badge do. So remember that. He didn't get ticketed. He got a warning for going 15 miles an hour. Let's know the facts before we start yelling stuff out. He got a warning and told to speed up because somebody was interfering with the convoy, going ridiculously slow in the middle of it, causing a big gap. If that individual's in this convoy, I will find you tomorrow. We have a mission, and if you ain't with us, then it's time to pack your bags and get out. Everybody is welcomed in this convoy. I don't care if you're a Republican, a Democrat, an Independent, a Libertarian, a Constitutionalist, or whatever 50 million different parties that they're out there. I don't care if you are far right, far left. Oh, I got to do it this way. I don't care if you're far right or far left. I don't care. But for this convoy, for this goal, we are in this together. Stop the division. I don't care if you're far left, far right. You can go back to hating each other when we're done doing this. For now, we're on the same team. This is about your freedoms. This is about your rights. This right here is what lets you hate each other when this is over. So right now, shake hands and stand together in a mission of freedom. We the people and the people's convoy. I don't know. What about him? Tell me all about him. The cops got him? Well, then there's your answer. She just said they got him. All right, anyways, listen. We already know there's bad actors out there. We already know people want to try to take it out. Feeding into it doesn't help, and it only increases it. It makes them realize that they're messing with you. They're getting to you. Stop letting them get to you. Stop letting them get to you. We are doing good. We are rocking and rolling here, and we're making a statement, and they cannot silence us. I'm going to let y'all go this evening because, darn it, I need some sleep. Tomorrow morning, follow along on the website. I don't know what's going on with the text thing again. So follow along on the website for the morning meeting time. Don't forget they got breakfast over here every morning for you guys. And I got an update on the fuel receipt situation. Anybody that has fuel receipts related to the People's Convoy, meaning you got here during the People's Convoy, please bring your receipts over to Marcus at the bus. He is prepared and has some help to start getting that stuff knocked out. Right, Marcus? No, I know he's prepared. He came up and told me to put it out. He's ready for you. Otherwise, I love you all. God bless you all. God bless the United States of America, and good night. Oh, one more thing. No truck horns tonight, please. After 8 p.m., we got to stop doing that stuff. Got to keep the neighborhood happy. Love you all. Good night.
So I thought it was a pretty good meeting. Man, I'll tell you, it is a significant difference in how this is going and how it unfolded in Canada, obviously. Where it goes from here, I don't know. You know, I'm not, you know, I'm a realist. So, you know, I know realistically the chances of this fixing, like, just across the board, fixing what's wrong with our government. I mean, you're talking something that literally centuries has went into destroying, or at least over a century. So it's going to take quite a bit. Could this be a turning point? Absolutely. Absolutely. So, anyway, awesome happenings today with that. On the global front, not so much. Typical, the way the days have been going, escalations, just continuation of minor escalations involving Russia. So that is absolutely not getting any better. And I figured what I would do is just start going through the headlines. Like I said, I still can't open up tabs or anything like that because it'll let me open up one. After that, it won't let me open up anymore. It sucks. So, and my little thingy still don't work. My extension that I use for RT, it's not working either. So, it is what it is. Okay, I'm just going to use Twitter tonight. Like I say, it's just a bunch of minor escalations. I don't know if there's anything, I would consider major today, but nonetheless, it's not getting any better. North Korea discloses purpose of new spy satellite. The U.S. responds to Russian bioweapons claims. A Black Panther director targeted as bank robber. Russian and Ukrainian chief diplomats arrive in Turkey ahead of talks. WHO warns Ukraine conflict creating worst possible health conditions. U.S. lawmakers approve multi-billion-dollar aid package for Ukraine. Global food giants to stop advertising and investing in Russia. Russia may retain foreign aircraft and pay for them in rubles. Just in case you wanted to know. China won't tolerate Taiwan separatism. Australia to expand military personnel by nearly a third. World's largest console makers halt operations in Russia. Toyota has no plans to leave Russia. There's not too many companies that I'm hearing say anything remotely similar to that. Most of the companies have all said, up, we're done. Let's see. Outcome of difficult Russia-Ukraine talks revealed. EU must avoid escalation into World War III, says bloc's top diplomat. Russia withdraws from Council of Europe. Around 100 Americans screened to join Ukrainian forces. Mining giant buries Russia ties. UK warns its soldiers against expeditions to Ukraine to take some selfies. Yeah, probably not a good idea just to go there to take some selfies. I'm just saying. Moscow responds to Ukraine maternity clinic bombing accusation. Belarusian experts to restore power at Chernobyl. A Japanese clothing brand turns turncoat on Russia. Poland urges nations to move on after U.S. rejects warplane offer for Ukraine. EU has exhausted all financial sanctions on Russia, says bloc's top diplomat. U.S.-funded labs in Ukraine dealt with bat coronavirus, Moscow claims. Hungary elects its first female president. Russia may nationalize assets of Apple, IKEA, and McDonald's. He wants his cheeseburger. Berlin households face huge spike in gas prices. China urges Europe to find common ground with Russia. Prince William faces colonialism backlash for his Ukraine comments. A UK government confuses former Russian president with sanctioned oligarch. World's largest food company suspends investment in Russia. International brands scammed Russians, says reports. Moscow sets conditions for Putin-Zelensky negotiations. Century-old shipwreck found in Antarctic. There's a ton of headlines today if you can't tell. Major payment system suspends operations in Russia and Belarus. U.S. and that was, I think, Western Union, by the way. U.S. desperately turns to country it sanctioned for oil relief, says media. Ex-German chancellor in Moscow for talks with Putin, says media. Lavrov meets UN nuclear watchdog boss amid Ukraine crisis. West has defaulted on its financial obligations to Russia, says the finance minister. YouTube censors Ukraine documentary featuring Oliver Stone. Trump claims Americans should be scared of nuclear war with Russia. Portugal comes to defense of Russian billionaire sanctioned by UK. ISIS appoints new leader. Biden blames U.S. inflation on Russia's sanctions. Moscow hits back. Wall Street Bank announces withdrawal from Russia. Country opens doors to U.S. troops if Russia conflict spills into Asia. Macron comments on Ukraine's EU membership bid. White House explains why planes won't be sent to Ukraine. Israeli spy network uncovered in Lebanon, says reports. Russian debt default no longer improbable, says the IMF. Top U.S. spies explain Ukrainian biolabs. Kamala Harris laughs after question on Ukrainian refugees. Russia says it will continue to evacuate civilians without Kiev's approval. And then there was the story about the Delta passenger. And I can look real quick on the phone to see if there's been anything more. Hang on, because they're... yeah, give me 1 second. To get these two stories Okay. And I can't see them on here, so let me refresh. Okay, Facebook and Instagram to allow calls for violence against Russians. Do you hear that? They Facebook and Instagram to allow it. The article I can read it from the phone. Sorry, I can't bring it up. I'll try, but oh, that one come up. Let's try this one. And this one's gonna kick me out when it. Yep, see. So anyway, this one came up. Facebook, Instagram to allow calls for violence against Russians. Says Meta has confirmed that hate speech calling for violence is now permissible on Facebook and Instagram as long as the targets are Russian and the topic of conversation relates to Moscow's military offensive in Ukraine. The revised rules on violence and incitement will apply in certain countries such as Ukraine and Poland and will allow violent rhetoric against Russians and Russian soldiers. The policy change was first reported by Reuters on Thursday, citing internal emails from Meta Platforms, parent company of the Facebook and Instagram. Reuters' initial headline read, Facebook and Instagram to temporarily allow calls for violence against Russians, though it was later changed to Facebook temporarily allows posts on Ukraine war calling for violence against invading Russians or Putin's death, after Meta spokesman Andy Stone called the media's outlet take sensational. That is pretty crazy. I don't know. What did you hear? Oh. So anyway, that's pretty crazy. And the other headline was court sentenced actor Jussie Smollett over fake hate crimes. I'm trying to get this stupid phone unlocked, and because I can't remember what the sentence was. I saw something earlier. Okay. He will spend 150 days in Cook County Jail. That's Chicago area. And pay $120,000 in restitution and a $25,000 fine for misleading officers who investigated his claim of being a hate crime victim, a Chicago court ruled on Thursday. So that is what happened with that. Anyway, that's the headlines. I'm going to sneak out of here and close up the week. God willing, we'll be back Sunday. We'll start all over again. Keep your eye on stuff and don't stop getting ready. Keep any way you can. Keep working towards preparedness because I really think we're going to need it. I really truly think we're going to need it. Anyway, I know that's not a good note, but I'm going to be honest with you. You know, I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. I'm not here to make you feel warm and fuzzy. I'm here to do news and give you my take on where I see that we're at, and it's not a good spot. So continue to get ready. God willing, we'll be back Sunday. We'll catch up on what's going on then. As always, God bless you. We love you. Be one with your spirit, and shalom.